Australia's manliest man, at least that supports Donald Trump. Crocodile Hunter's dead. I think it may be you, is with us now. Nick Adams got a brand new book out. We'll ask him about that. Who would you say, as an Australian, is the manliest man in Australia right now? Because I think it might have been the Crocodile Hunter back in the day, right? Steve Irwin. But who would you say is the manliest man in Australia now? Is that a title that you would be happy to aspire to?
Well, Clay, look, it certainly was me up until 2016. Given that I am now an American, I really don't.
You had to relinquish the title of manliest man in Australia to become an American.
I did actually. And even though I relinquished the title, it was still an upgrade, Clay. So I believe I'm firmly in contention for the manliest man in America now too. Up there with you, of course, and our good friend Buck. But it's a tight competition, but I hopefully will pip you boys at the post.
Nick, appreciate you being here with us. From Mar-a-Lago to Mars, President Trump's great American comeback. What are you telling everybody about in the book that they need to hear? What is the? I mean, I think we have a sense of where it's going because of what the title is. But what for you is the most salient points about what Clay and I have termed, and I'm sure you'd agree, the greatest political comeback in history?
Definitely the greatest political comeback in history. Look, Buck, the reality is I've written a few books, but this is the first book I've written that is as much a self-help book as it is a political and historic Americana book. This is a book that really provides a manual for people to win on the battlefield that we call life, all based on what we saw President Trump do over the last 3 to 4 years. How he managed to not just survive, but thrive despite the unparalleled adversity that he was subjected to. I mean, let's just think about it. He was censored. He was deplatformed. They tried to bankrupt him. They impeached him twice, arrested, sued, indicted. They tried to kill him twice that we know of. This is a man that had so much thrown at him, and yet he never, ever once compromised even an inch, never retreated, never, ever went back on anything that he said, even though it would have been much more expedient and much easier for him to do so. He's never stopped fighting for the American people, for the people that have been forgotten and abandoned by America's political elite. And there is a Donald Trump, I think, in all of us. And that's what I wanted to capture in From Mar-a-Lago to Mars, the President Trump's great American comeback. I wanted to really get people to understand that you too can get through life if you apply the principles that Donald Trump has of being able to turn every setback into a setup for a comeback through positive thinking, through just never, ever giving up. And I think that there are so many things that we can learn from Donald Trump.
Nick, why do you think white, Black, Asian, Hispanic young men are breaking towards Trump in such a degree? Certainly we saw this in the 2024 election. You spend a lot of time talking to younger guys through social media. What do you think is attracting them to Trump, and why do you think we're seeing this cultural shift that's so prominent, not only among young, white, Black, Asian, Hispanic men, but also among athletes, where supporting Trump has become cool in a way that it was not in Trump 1.0?
Clay, he's the ultimate man's man. He doesn't apologize. He is authentic. He is bold. He has what I like to coin testicular fortitude, a term that you and I are very, very familiar with. And young men relate to that. Young men love that. And those that can't relate to it aspire to have it and are attracted to it. So that's the reason that I think young men turned out in record numbers last year in 2024 to bring President Trump back to the White House, because they saw someone that reminded them of what men used to be and of what a man can still be if they're prepared to never take a backward step, to own who they are, to be unapologetically them. That's what's so incredible about Donald Trump. No matter where he goes, Clay, it doesn't matter if he's speaking in a rural area in the Midwest, He doesn't put on a pair of jeans and a flannel shirt and a cowboy hat. He's always wearing that same distinctive dark blue suit with the solid tie. He doesn't change his accent like Hillary Clinton and Michelle Obama and Barack Obama and all of those other fake, phony Democrats. He's always got that same distinctive Queen's accent. And there is nothing more masculine about somebody that just is who they are and couldn't care less whether you like it or not. And if you don't like it, they're more than prepared to tell you to go and pound sand or jump in the lake.
So I wanted to have you react, Nick, to this Bill Maher clip that got a lot of attention over the weekend. It has to do with the status of the Democrat Party and men and masculinity, and just the way the Democrats have completely devolved into a party of emotionally destabilized wackos. He's still a Democrat, but not as crazy as some of them. Bill Maher, this is cut 24. Play it.
If the thought leaders in the Democratic Party keep encouraging and not rebuking the idea that America is cringe and the people who run Gaza are great, the Democrats are doomed. Alyssa Slotkin's right. Liberals are weak and woke, especially the white ones, and they indulge all sorts of nonsense from their kids, a pattern that then continues on in the Democratic Party. Last election, it was all the gender stuff, the insistence that men can have babies and such. And now I fear that we like the terrorists is the new that. Liberals need to push back on the dumb ideas that come from their children. The Democrats' problem is the energy of the parties with the young and the young are with the terrorists. That's not good.
I don't think, Nick, the Democrats are actually pushing back on this stuff, though. I think that they're just hoping they can sell it better the next time around.
The Democrats, Buck, have become the party of criminals, illegal aliens, and perversion. That's really pretty much all they stand for. And for as long as they stand for that, they're not going to have any kind of electoral success. And Donald Trump really is now owning so many issues that used to be the domain of the left, of the Democrats. And it's a wonderful thing to see. The Democrats have completely lost their way. Donald Trump broke them, and it's something that I point out in my book, From Mar-a-Lago to Mars. He broke them now to a point where, look, politics is cyclical. Democrats, of course, are going to recover in some form. But for a while now, they are really going to struggle to get out under the entire mess that they have built for themselves.
Nick, I know you're an American citizen now, but there are a lot of people out there in Australia. There are a lot of people in England. There are a lot of people who don't feel seen in these countries. And certainly all over Europe, we've seen it as well. How important do you think, as somebody who is from a different country but now lives here, that America's position and Donald Trump's particular positions are not just significant for the United States, but also, frankly, for all of Western civilization?
Look, if the world is a spider web, Clay, America is right in the center of it. And any kind of movement and the entire web shakes. I think there was someone famous that once said that if America gets a cough, the world catches a cold. And that still remains the case. It is very important that people in Australia and England and Canada and all across the world, even in the non-English speaking countries, they see the strength and the courage and the devotion that Donald Trump has. And they hope for it in their own leadership. Because here in America, we know what weak and stupid leaders are. I mean, we got used to it. And now we have a president like President Trump who's tough and smart, the absolute antithesis. And as a result, America is winning. I mean, look at President Trump's undefeated season. It's incredible what's going on in the country right now. It's like waking up every morning and it's Christmas. And I know that there are people in other countries that may not have the freedoms that America does. They don't have a First Amendment, really. They don't have a Second Amendment at all. And these people are hoping to get a leader that has the courage and has the strength and has the wisdom and has the willingness to sacrifice which is really what is just so remarkable about Donald Trump. He's just so willing to sacrifice everything for what he believes in. And that's why I think about American history, Clay and Buck, and America is so lucky compared to other countries. We had General Washington at the start of our country. We had President Lincoln at the rebirth of our country. And now we have President Trump at the rejuvenation of our country on the eve of the 250th anniversary, a time when most historians will tell you great superpowers are really in survival mode. And I think it's a wonderful thing. He is a once-in-a-century, at bare minimum, type of leader. I'm proud to have supported him from the 16th of June 2015 when he came down the escalator. I've been with him from day one. This is a very, very special guy. I've been very blessed. Talk about an immigration story. I mean, for me to come over here and at the age of 32 to be on Air Force One, being appointed to the president, to different boards, to have a personal relationship with him. I was just in the Oval Office with him last month. He is somebody that we will be studying for centuries to come. And that's why I wrote this book, From Mar-a-Lago to Mars, President Trump's Great American Comeback.
Book. You can pre-order. You can pre-order your copy. It comes out May 20th. Pre-order it today on Amazon. Get those book numbers skyrocketing for our American friend, Nick Adams. So now he just is an American Clay with a cool accent. He's got that Miranda Devine accent.
No doubt. Tremendous difference. Nick, good luck on the book tour, and we look forward to talking to you down the line.
Thanks, boys. It's always a pleasure. Stay strong.
Will do for sure. It's Nick Adams. Check out the book. Out May 20th, I believe, is that date from Mar-a-Lago to Mars. Stop paying Verizon, AT&T, and T-Mobile way too much. Switch your cell phone service today to Pure Talk. Qualifying plans start at just $35 a month. Unlimited talk, text, 15 gigs of data, mobile hotspot as well, and America's most dependable 5G network. Coverage just as good because Pure Talk utilizes the same towers and networks. And if you make the switch today, they'll give you a brand new Samsung Galaxy with a qualifying plan. I trust Pure Talk to keep in touch with my 14-year-old, with my 17-year-old. You can get hooked up now. Dial pound 250. Say the keywords Clay and Buck. Pure Talk's U.S. customer service team can help you switch in as little as 10 minutes. Right now, $35 a month. Cut your cell phone bill in half and a brand new Samsung Galaxy for free. Dial pound 250. Say the keywords Clay and Buck to make the switch to Pure Talk today. That's pound 250. Say Clay and Buck.